Hello, how's everybody doing? This is God Concept Podcast, episode number 15. Today I got a serious topic, man. There's been a lot of things going on right now. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of things that I've personally been noticing, and my personal growth is trying to be an entrepreneur. It's trying to do more than just being another statistic or number to my society, city, to the municipality that I live in. I went downtown today with my estranged wife. I mean, we're still cool and everything. We have kids. She had a child by another person, and I mean, you know, it is what it is. Little boy, he's a great little boy. I like him. You know what I mean? We all have things that we go through in life. But like I said before, a lot of the things that we go through is attached to the environments, the cities, the organizations that we're around. Yesterday's episode, well, not yesterday, because I was out. I actually was preparing for this outing for the day, and we went to Love Park and everything. It was nice, and we went over there to another park right off of Walnut Street. Anyway, it's a lit lantern right there in front of George Washington. And over top of George Washington, it says, "Freedom is a light." And under that passage, it said, "Freedom is a light. Many men has died in darkness." Now, when I read that, it said freedom is a light. Now, what do you have when you have an idea? What like when cartoons, when somebody have an idea, a light bulb pops over top of their head, right? Thomas Edison, right? So a light bulb pops over their head, right? So that's the only true freedom, is a man with an idea, a man with a plan, a man with a dream, right? Otherwise, you die in darkness. Dying in darkness is you not cultivating and manifesting. But what we got to realize is that our manifestation, our cultivation and manifestation, our ideas are kind of locked behind a paywall. A lot of times we have to pay to get these ideas, these creativity, these creative ideas that we have to come to fruition. Sometimes they're locked behind a paywall. Your subconscious control a lot of that. See, a lot of times we sit up here and think that we can do things on our own. But I heard a recent interview with Ice Cube where he was discussing gatekeepers. And I look around the industry at things that's going on with Kodak Black, and they talk about the MK Ultra, the mind control, old experiments they did on people. And the far as the FBI and all of these people, they actually got powder substances that they could sprinkle in your drink and completely have you do whatever they want you to do, or like a truth serum. They'll just have you tell the truth about everything, or they'll have you doing whatever they want you to do. You know what I mean? A lot of these agents, a lot of these people out here, a lot of these municipalities, they work together. So if you're in a city and you're under a municipality, you got to realize that everything is synonymous. Your whole environment is synonymous. Everything is either going to be for you or against you to make it. And what I mean by make it is, what I mean by that is to make it out of that system. That's why a lot of people go to other cities elsewhere when they have a vision or they have a dream. Because a lot of people with vision and dreams, they are in tap with their subconscious to the point where they understand that it's a negative, positive thing going on. They understand that it's organizations in groups under an umbrella working together under one main umbrella group. It's like, you know, a pyramid scheme, if you will, but here on Earth, but here on a natural everyday level pyramid scheme, not like a, you know, business or corporation pyramid scheme, but these are pyramid schemes that play a part in your mind, right? We're talking about that holy trinity of you, right? Your mental, your physical, and your spiritual. Well, what I realize is that part of that subconscious is controlled by outside factors and inside factors. And we have to control those thoughts so those thoughts control us. As a matter of fact, really, you can't even control the subconscious until you understand that there's a voice inside your subconscious that tells you what to do. If you're not aware of that, sometimes you might find yourself doing things or saying things that you wouldn't normally do, say, or think for that matter. That's because there's an organization or entity or umbrella that is tapped directly into you. Think about, think about slavery days, right? How they portray slavery. Because that's what they do. They portray slavery as people coming over here on both Africa and all that crap, whatever, right? I don't even want to get into the slavery thing, but they always depict slavery pictures with men and women and children with shackles around their feet and around their wrists, right? On their ankles and wrists. They have shackles. A lot of entertainers, they like buying jewelry and things like that, right? And they put these chains around their neck, right? And it's a deep thing about that, because do you know why we put chains around our neck nowadays? I mean, a lot of artists understand this. A lot of artists put chains around their neck. Well, not a lot, but a few understand that nowadays they don't put the shackles on your wrists and on your ankles. They put the shackles on your mind. They put the shackles on your physical body. They put the shackles on your spirit. You know what I mean? It's so deep that we see technology growing and cultivating and ever getting more and more advanced, right? Wireless technology, Bluetooth and things like that. Hell, you even got Elon Musk. He want to put, microchips in your head, you know what I mean, for like communication or some type of AI device or whatever. What's to say that they don't already have something in your head, right? What if the chains aren't necessarily around your neck? What if the chains are like embedded in your brain? When you give birth to a child, they take that child away from you for a brief moment of time. Who's to say what they're doing to that child in those offices? Every organization that we're under is controlled by other organizations. So if you're having problem in one area, they let the other areas know. It's a Ponzi scheme. The whole city is really attached to one organization under one umbrella. And every city operates like this. Any municipality you come into is like a cogwheel where they control and manipulate everything about your life. Even when you go to take a certain job, sometimes it might not even be your idea. I mean, think about it. I challenge you to think about it. Think about your life in its totality, right? Think about how many times somebody influenced you to do something, whether it was for your good, whether it's for your good, or whether it was for your detriment, right? Whether it hurt you or helped you. Normally, what we do are outside influences. That's what I notice. Even when we go to get jobs for somebody, when we want to go work for somebody because we can't seem to come up with the ideas ourselves, right? Because we could create any job we want. Technically, you could just jump into something and, try to gain proficiency at it. And that's what you do, right? But instead of doing that, if you can't come up with ideas, if there was something in your mind blocking you from having intellectual ideas, intellectual property, or blocking you from being able to manifest that intellectual property, so that way you won't be attached to any system and you'll be able to make your money. Because I mean, really, if the city had everybody working on their own ideas and own visions, who would be running the city? Who would be doing the city jobs if everybody had their own ideas and own visions? Right? So what they do is they invent these jobs and you just pick a role that you like. If you have an idea or vision, you don't have to actually go out and act on your idea, vision, or your intellectual property. You can give it to the corporation and they'll make it big. They'll make you big. Right? But that's still not something, that's not your corporation. You just gave them an idea. You just gave them a new thing, a new, you know what I mean? You're giving away your intellectual property working for these people. And not only are you giving it away, you're being made to give it away. I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? And what I realize is that I have an entrepreneur spirit. Right? I have an entrepreneurial way of thinking, meaning I'm a free thinker. I'm a free-spirited person. Never been a bad person. I'm of sound mind and body, right? Because when I talk like this, people always give me some type of pushback. And it's because in your subconscious will also block you from understanding what somebody is trying to say or not. Believe it or not, your subconscious is an intricate part of the municipality and the organizations around you. Because we are our environments. And our environments can influence us from the inward to the outward. And what I've realized is that when you're trying to do things, when you're trying to build something and cultivate something on your own, there's always a pushback. And you got to realize that sometimes the people in our lives don't even understand what I'm talking about right now. This is next level thought that I'm talking about. These are next level thoughts that I'm talking about. This is next level thinking. So if you're not listening to this, or if you is listening to this and you don't understand, that just means you haven't reached that next level of thought, that next level of thinking. Because this whole system is really designed for you not to get to that level of thinking. Because if you can think like that, you're a threat to them, right? Now, I'm having a little difficulty in my life, little difficulties with hurdles and things like that I'm trying to get over. But those difficulties still haven't stopped me from reaching certain accomplishments in my life, certain goals in my life, right? Now, if I was a part of certain organizations or under certain umbrellas, which I am because I'm in the city, right? But if I was actually tied to them, like officially, even though unofficially I'm tied to them, I got it, but I don't got it. You understand what I mean? I got it, but they won't give it to me. If you got it and they won't give it, it's like a king that hasn't been crowned. 50 Cent said that one time in one of his rhymes. He said, I'm an underground king that ain't been crowned. Diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. When you reach that next level of thinking, you understand what I'm talking about. Because a lot of times you should be in certain positions in life, or certain positions in life could be taken from you because they want them to. Based upon who your parents are, who your family is, certain connections that you have or somebody else may have, they can hinder your life. And I know a lot of people like, who the hell are you talking about? Who are they? Who are them? Who is this organization? Who is this umbrella? Who? The great who. Right? It's funny because all of this stuff is coming to me, and it's like the more and more I see it, the more and more it makes itself clear, the more and more it unveils itself, the more and more I put myself in jeopardy. The more and more I put, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to convey messages that's hard to convey. That it's hard to convey because a lot of people are made to not understand this type of thing, this type of situation, this type of stuff. But hardships come a lot of times. And really, it's to test the fabric of who you are, the fabric of your character. You have to be unwavering in what you stand for. You have to be unwavering in your belief. Okay? You have to be unwavering in this because once you waver, it puts you deeper in the hole. Right? Once you're unsure of what you're talking about, it puts you deeper in the hole. You have to be positive of what you're talking about, and you have to always trust your first mind. You have to trust your first mind, and you have to be positive of what you thought. You know what I mean? Of your first thought. And you got to make sure that there is no influence. It's hard to do that, but if your subconscious is influencing what your conscious is doing, and your conscience is influencing what you're doing on an everyday basis, right? How can you be sure if you're making the appropriate action or choice? Because that's what it is. Basically, people in the city are actors, right? We're all actors. When you get a job and you have to play a role, you're an actor. That's when everything gets silent and you could just live your life until you're called to do something else. Then things get shaky, and it's all by design. All of our lives are made by design. A lot of us know we're actors. A lot of us don't know that we're actors. A lot of us know that we're playing a role, and a lot of us don't know that we're playing a role. And the ones that know that we're playing a role, I don't know. What are we forced to do? Perfect example, right? You ever seen Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage? Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. He was trying to steal the Shelby GT, right? He called it Eleanor, right? Now, this Shelby GT that Nicolas Cage doing, Gone in 60 Seconds, that he loved to call Eleanor. I mean, this was his dream ride. This was the one, right? Every time he went to go try to steal Eleanor, something fucked him over, where he never could steal that fucking Shelby GT without anything going wrong. You ever had that happen in your life? Where you got this one thing that you're trying to do with your life, that no matter what you try, no matter what you do, anytime you go to try to do that thing, there's always something that fucks you over and you can't do it. Whether that's going somewhere, a trip, or doing this or doing that with your life, you just out of nowhere, it's like a bad omen. It's like a bad omen, and it'll just fuck you over. That's the organizations that install the subconscious. That's what organizations do to your subconscious. This is what they do, because you got to understand, when we're in the inner city, we're in a mason jar. When you're in the inner city, you're in a mason jar. Every city has a municipality. Every city is under one umbrella. So basically, when you're under that umbrella, when you're under that lid, you're in a mason's jar. Every city you go to, all around this country, is basically its own mason jar. And sometimes, when you want to have those dreams and those visions come to fruition that you have to get out of your mason jar. You have to go other places. You have to get somewhere new. Because the cities and municipalities are set up to the point where they don't want us doing certain things, right? Like, let's say if they're trying to push an agenda for the government, right? Where they say you're not supposed to, they don't want people storing rainwater. Remember that was a big thing where they didn't want people storing rainwater for a long time? So now, if they catch you with rainwater, they'll give you a fine or a ticket. But the rainwater came from the sky. How can they give you a ticket for catching something that come out the sky, right? That's like your ideas, except they can't give you a ticket for having an idea, a brilliant idea, or having a certain ability or whatever. Like, they can't give you a ticket, right? If you're not doing what they want you to do, if you're not in that profession that they want you to be in, they can't give you a ticket. But what they can do is they can fuck your life up. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm saying this because I understand what they could do. And you can't really fault anyone because they don't even know that they're under the umbrella. See, this is a higher level of thinking. People that think like regular, you know what I mean? When you're a regular citizen, you're thinking about regular things. You're thinking about, oh, let me check the Instagram post. Oh, let me check Twitter. Oh, I wonder if my job is. Oh, I wonder this and I wonder that. I wonder everyday things you wonder about. But when you have a higher level of thinking, when you're actually into the inner workings of things, when you're actually worrying about how things operate and how things run, when you actually delve into that, right? Without trying to be in the system at all, right? Because I don't like being a part of the system. I hate courts. I hate all of that shit, right? Because we're natural. Can't no man govern over me, right? We're all born here, and we're all supposed to be sovereign to some extent, and we're all supposed to have the freedom and free will to do as we please, as long as it don't impede or hurt anybody else. But in this city, they have a way to herd you into what they want you to do. They'll give you suggestions or encouragements or incentives to do certain things. Sometimes you won't even see these things coming because the people around the city actually work with this thing unconsciously, subconsciously. Your subconscious is like a subcontractor. And it goes in and it could affect what you do consciously. But who is in control of that subconscious? Who is in control of that subconscious? Somebody's in control of that subconscious. And it's not always you. It's not always you. This is why when somebody do something to you, when somebody hurts you in a type of way, you can't jump off the rails and really attack a person for that unless they're trying to take your life or something. Because you got to realize that subconsciously, somebody or something embedded that into their conscious to do. Certain people hurt you in this life, and even to themselves, they don't even know why they hurt you. You ever explain something to somebody, and you explained it to them, I mean, perfectly. Scholarship type level explanation, and they still don't get it. That's because subconsciously something is blocking their conscious from comprehending what you're saying. That's why people say in one ear and out the other. That's because they're not receiving it, because subconsciously it's blocking them from consciously receiving the words that you're saying, from consciously understanding and comprehending what you're saying to that person. So you can have clairvoyance, right? And you can hear all of these things and you can understand perfectly well what's going on in your environment, what's going on with your Holy Trinity, right? Your mind, your spirit, and your physical, right? You understand what's going on in your environment. You understand your landscape, whole nine, right? You could try to break that down to another person and they just don't get it. That's because they not meant to get it. They not meant to understand. When it's time for them to understand, they'll understand. It may not never be time for them to understand because they never been free thinkers. They never been on that level of trying to actually cultivate something, or they may be there on that level, but something's just stopping them from getting it done. They're being controlled, man. A lot of us are being controlled and we don't know it. You know, a lot of us are really stuck in this thing, and we're being, you know, like herded like sheep. And they have shepherds out here. You know, they have a lot of shepherds out here. I don't know why they try to make it so difficult for people to, you know, try to, you know, choose a new path or do something different or rise above whatever, you know, level they're on. But it's always a paywall. There's always those gatekeepers. The who's, the thems, the theys. And this is not no racial thing. This is not, you know, me being against anybody. I just understand what's going on. And personally, I mean, on a personal level, I'm going to break it down for you. On a personal level, I've been going through it for about 2 years now. For about 2 years, these entities, organizations, or umbrella has been directly influencing my life. Now, I'm able to deal with it on a mental level and on a spiritual level and on a physical level as well. But on the physical level, it's a little bit harder to deal with these things that we understand and comprehend. And I'm going to tell you why. Because these gatekeepers not only stop you or hinder you from being able to do certain things, but if they see you acquiring certain things, or if they see you indulging in certain things, or if they, you know what I mean? If they know that you're indulging, they won't let you. It's like they'll just, you know, they'll fuck your life up through people in your life. These entities, organizations, and umbrellas, municipalities, they can influence your children. They can influence your wives, the people around you, everything in your life. That's all I'm trying to say. That's the message that I want to put out there today. That these organizations, these entities, and these umbrellas that we're under can control your life. So just be careful what you do, be careful what you say, and be careful who you mingle with. You have to be careful who you mingle with. You know, I told my kids for a long time that outside of this house, nobody really loves you. You know what I mean? Nobody really loves you. So don't really trust people out there. You know, really your immediate family, your immediate household is the people you could trust, the ones, you know what I mean, who you really could count on and things like that. But to be honest with you, these umbrellas and entities and organizations, it goes so deep that if it could influence the subconscious of everyone, right? If it could influence thought or idea or movement, vision, whatever it is, right? It could also affect the people in your household as well and make them do things that'll hinder your life. Even the people that love you, they'll do things to hinder your life. And if you actually sat down with them and talked to them, they won't even understand why. They don't even, like, to themselves, they don't know why. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you could just ask a person, why did you do that? And sometimes they won't even have that's because they were moved to do that. Subconsciously, they were moved to do that by whatever entity, organization, umbrella, or municipality is out there. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't have that intuition, right? Don't have that intuition. But when it's a deep thing when you understand that really your visions and your goals and your dreams are yours alone, and they can be affected by immediate people around you, the environment, the city that you're in, the very city that you're in. You got to be careful at all times because they're out here. They'll try to exploit you. All right. They'll try to set you up in many different ways. The exploitation thing is deep. The exploitation thing is deep. So just be careful. Be mindful of what you do and be mindful of the people you let into your life. Because that holy trinity of you, your mind, your spirit, your physical, it can be infiltrated at any time through what you watch on TV, through things that's on your smartphone, through your environment. Like I keep saying, the people in your environment. It's weird because just when you think you're not trying to be plugged in, you're still plugged into something. You know, sometimes you just gotta, not you gotta try to, because that's my thing. You just gotta live your life the best way you know how. Me personally, I like trying to escape the mason jar. I love trying to escape the mason jar. I don't like being in the mason jar. I'm not, you know how you catch a lightning bug and you put them in the jar and you poke holes in the top and shit. Lightning bugs still always die in there, don't he? We'll be right back after commercial break. Word from these sponsors. Hey, real quick, guys. This is Mr. Pagan here. Just want to let y'all know that I have books available on Amazon, Kindle, bookstores on your phones. I got 2 great titles available and a third one coming soon. My philosophy is, if you got a smartphone or a smart device, you already got my book in your hands. It's free for download if you got Kindle Unlimited, and it's $5 otherwise. For One Leap of Faith, it's $5, and for my book Morals and Values, it's $5.25. Both of them are packed with insightful information on morals and values, and One Leap of Faith is to push you to get on your grind for your goals. You know what I mean? 2 powerful books. I got a thriller coming up called Moonlit Marshes with a character. The protagonist is Marshall Cuts, and he's trying to get his way. He's trying to find his way out of Louisiana without getting himself hurt or killed or something. It's a great suspenseful book. Please check it out. It's going to be on Amazon Kindle store. Remember, both these books are available for free. One Leap of Faith and Morals and Value. You got Kindle Unlimited. They're available for free. And also, don't forget to check out my game stream on YouTube, Gaming Vaping Guns. And on Twitch, I'm GVG215. All right? And also, my music streams on all streaming platforms. Whether you got Apple, it's there. Whether you got Tidal, guess what? It's there. You listen on Spotify? Yeah, I'm on Spotify. This podcast is actually on Spotify, also the music. So yeah, we well-rounded. Everything that I'm doing is complementing each other. So please, support the movement, support my brand, support the positive energy that I'm putting out there. And you guys, be blessed. May peace be with you.